So Tuesday, March 3rd was supposed to be a date in which we saw something for Warzone. Maybe it was less likely to see a release of the full game mode, but we were at least hoping for a trailer, a teaser, potentially the media embargo being lifted so we could see a bunch of new Warzone gameplay, but none of that happened. So I want to go through a bunch of things here, the new playlist update, the patch notes, but also it seems like Activision and Infinity Ward were almost trolling us because a bunch of the stuff being released and a bunch of the things they were tweeting that day was very interesting, and there are direct references to Warzone within the new update we saw yesterday. So it must be like they know that we were hyping up March 3rd and they didn't either want to release it on March 3rd or they knew it wasn't going to release on March 3rd and they just wanted to troll everyone for saying March 3rd, where's Warzone? Because if you see the mentions, if you see the replies to all of these developers' tweets, to Charlie Intel's tweets, to Call of Duty tweets, all of the replies are, where's Warzone? Where's Warzone? And they probably just decided, you know what, we're just gonna troll everyone here. We're just gonna say, screw it, let's mention Warzone, let's give these little teasers and hints, but let's not actually release it on March 3rd when everyone is at least expecting some sort of teaser, reveal, or release to be. Also within this video, I'm gonna actually talk a little bit about COD Mobile and the new season 4, what's being included in that as well. Let's start off here very quickly with the March 3rd update. So playlist update, shoot the ship 24/7 replaces dirty old houseboat, 3v3 gunfight replaces gunfight 3v3 snipers only, 1v1 me bro, all gunfight maps, includes an always-on UAV and the ability to hear enemy players speaking, boots on the ground war, updated to regular ground war with no tanks and removing realism rules, and removed giant infection. So that's what they changed with the playlist there. So very quickly, let's go through some of the fixes within the game, and then we'll talk about Activision and Infinity Ward, trolling us with Warzone. So the Uzi sped up sprint out time, new attachments available with the .41 AE caliber, change for increased damage and range, new Uzi Carbine Pro barrel for increased range and bullet velocity, some PC bugs that are fixed, some Codcaster bugs that are fixed, and pretty much that's it. That's sort of important here. But let's go through the trolling because it's definitely very interesting. And when we were talking yesterday about this update, when it released, I was pretty in shock as to how many references they made to Warzone. And these guys were just tweeting it out and making this seem like such a big deal. So you guys know what it is. Introducing the Tamagotchi, a virtual pet for your operator. Feed it, monitor its moods, and help it evolve. Get yours from the in-game store today in Modern Warfare. So they had this official tweet for it and they made a 30-second trailer. I'll play it in the background. I'm not going to play the audio because it's just irrelevant. It's a waste of time, but it's very weird that they're hyping this up to such an extreme, it seems like, and all of these other developers are hyping it up and seeming it to be such a big deal here, and it's very weird. And I think people that are looking at this and they're just okay, I get it, it's a fun little thing, back from when you were in the 90s and you had the actual one, Tamagotchi, but the thing is, it's Call of Duty and they know most people don't care about this. They know that everyone's commenting and replying to their tweets Warzone. So that was the first little hint there, why are they putting so much emphasis on this? And now Ashley Williams tweets out, give it a name, love it, and find all the other cool stuff it can do, ... which is very interesting, and people are thinking, okay, wait a second, does this have to do with Warzone or something like that? And the only reason why I say that is because they know very well that everyone was expecting March 3rd to be some sort of date for Warzone, either a reveal, a trailer, a teaser, or something. So it's very interesting that they're being this cryptic like that, and they definitely know that people are going to think, wait a second, are they referring to Warzone? Is there something with Warzone within this thing? And honestly, there very well could be. So another thing from Joel Emsley here, finally, here it is. Don't underestimate the Tamagotchi. It has many secret ways to evolve, which is, again, very interesting as well. And you could see a general theme. They're just super overly enthusiastic about this weird little feature within the game that's clearly not a big deal. I think you guys get what we're getting at here. Another person tweets out, don't you find it a bit odd the way they're saying it? It's like they're making fun of us. And then the Game Revolution actually responds, 100% laughing their heads off in the studio right now. So I think most people yesterday, especially people that were on Twitter when this update dropped and they released this stuff, and all of these developers and Infinity Ward people were tweeting this stuff out, they're just like, wait a second, this is just way too crazy to be true. Them being so hyped up. But then a lot of people were pointing this out to me within the game. The actual Tamagunchi, the bio, the description of this is just hilarious. Again, so dinosaurs, fire-breathing dragons, and an evolving watch that will have you gaming the Warzone. So, I mean, if that is a coincidence, that's one of the craziest coincidences I've ever seen, because I know I've made this point a couple of times, but these Infinity Ward developers and people at Activision Infinity Ward, they know that people have been looking at March 3rd as a date to see Warzone. So the fact that they made this description on the date that people were expecting Warzone to drop is just so funny, and it's almost 100% clear that they're just outright trolling us, which I guess isn't that big of a deal because we do have a ton of evidence now. It's going to be next week, and you know, the leaks have always been March 3rd or March 10th. So March 3rd, out of the question, obviously. They decide to troll us, but March 10th is still there, and I'll probably be making a video going through a bunch of information as to why it's going to be March 10th, and then we'll finally be done speculating, talking about the leaks, and we'll actually get to play Warzone and see how it is. So until then, we'll just have to wait and see, but I think it's just insane that they're actually trolling us, and if they're not trolling us again, one of the craziest coincidences I've ever seen, but I feel like they're definitely trolling us, especially with those tweets, with this description here, and a bunch of other stuff we'll probably find within this game from now until Warzone actually releases. Very funny, Activision. You know, we get it. Everyone's been saying March 3rd. It's not March 3rd, whatever. So let's move on here. Let's talk a little bit about COD Mobile. I want to do a bit more COD Mobile, just so I'm not only talking about Modern Warfare multiplayer. I'm not only talking about Warzone. We could add in a different element here. And if you guys want to see a little more COD Mobile thrown into the mix, definitely let me know down below in the comment section. So Season 4 of COD Mobile just released. Obviously, it's going to be running most likely for 6 weeks, and it will probably end around April 12th, and then that will obviously be when Season 5 started. So I'm not going to go through the patch notes necessarily, but I'll go through the general consensus as to what is going on here, the general points. So first, we have unlock soap, new weapons, new equipment, and more in the Rise of the Soap Pass Battle Pass. Very interesting name there. Spring into action for 24 hours with new events and rewards, including the Hive Operator skill. We have one shot, one kill, and 20v20 warfare unlocked for 24 hours on March 1st. Double weapon and double player XP for 24 hours. New Cage multiplayer map available March 1st. I think that's what most people were talking about, and that's one of the main things they were advertising with this event. So the new map, pretty small. I think it almost looks like one of the other gunfight maps from Modern Warfare. I forgot which. It's sort of a mixture of a lot of them, but it's just a normal multiplayer map because you guys know a lot of the COD Mobile maps are pretty small. So that's that. We have unlock rewards in a special Cage event. The credit store has been updated. A new update will likely come every month with desirable new content. New weapon and operator crates coming soon. Hardpoint has been added to core and ranked multiplayer rotation, so that's pretty cool as well. Search and destroy win condition reduced from 6 rounds to 5 rounds, and that's that. So a bunch of the main things here. Just to look at the battle pass for a second, we have the AK-117 Macavish, pretty cool weapon there. I mean, you know, Call of Duty Mobile does a good job with the microtransactions. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this because obviously, you know, microtransactions we don't love, but they're cosmetic only, and that skin is looking pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. So I guess you have to get the battle pass, but still, it's definitely looking really cool. John Soap Macavish in there as well. We have the HG40 Brambles, I guess it's called, the Urban Tracker, the Rainbow Knife, pretty sick. They're definitely trying to feed off of the old CSGO hype, collecting knives and all of that different stuff, so we'll see how that works out. I mean, it's probably not gonna work out too well, but I think they do very well with microtransactions. So last two things here, the S36 Brambles, and then at tier 50, the Russ 79U Viking. So I guess a version of the AK-74U, which sort of looks like that. But that's the battle pass there. Obviously a lot of other stuff in between, but those are like the main things there. And there have been a bunch of different issues regarding what is free in the game and what is paid. I think with Call of Duty Mobile, they're really walking a fine line with that. With Modern Warfare, they completely steered clear of any of those assumptions. I mean, Black Ops 4 4 was full on. You had to get this crate to get this DLC weapon. It was completely just pay to win at that point. And I guess Modern Warfare, Activision, they decided, you know what, let's just completely reverse it. Let's get rid of all of that, you know, aura we had with Call of Duty. And now everyone knows, for the most part, that Modern Warfare is pretty good with microtransactions. COD Mobile, it's a bit of an interesting situation. I mean, there's a lot of different things where you could argue that you do need to spend a lot of money to get this different content, and there have been controversies. I haven't really been keeping track of it, but it's definitely an issue to where if they really want to get a good reputation and continue a good reputation, because so far they're doing pretty well, but you don't want COD Mobile to be this app that no one likes because you have to do pay to win all the time. And then just like Black Ops 4, once you get that bad reputation, it's really hard to bring it back. So they gotta start now, and hopefully nothing else bad happens with COD Mobile. They can fix their issues and that. So that's pretty much it right now. Thank you guys for watching. Again, if you want me to go through more with COD Mobile especially, I definitely want to see your guys' feedback. I probably should have asked this at the beginning of the video when everyone was still watching, but, you know, maybe I'll ask it in a different video because I do want to mix it up, and, you know, maybe some people will be interested in COD Mobile. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys later.